Okay, we'll call this meeting to order, the Urban Renewal Authority. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Dennehy, absent. Commissioner Grantham,
Here.
Commissioner Hamrick,
Here.
Commissioner Reeser,
Here.
Commissioner Schmisher,
Here.
Commissioner A. Smith,
Here.
Commissioner B. Smith,
Here.
Commissioner Stein,
Here.
Commissioner Tracy,
Here.
Commissioner Worthington,
Here.
Chairman Payne.
Here. Thank you very much. I'd ask if you join me to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Next on the agenda is citizens requesting to speak to the Urban Renewal Authority. I see nobody in attendance. Okay,
We've had this conversation with the city council last night, and we touched base on it a little bit tonight too, is that with our general government meeting being first, there's oftentimes that we have to cut short our general government meeting and our conversations because we have the URA immediately after. And we wanted to consult with the rest of the board on a consideration of either flipping the times for the meeting, so we have URA first at 5 o'clock, or maybe pushing URA a little bit later to allow more discussion
for your
our
general government.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm good with 5 o'clock, but what's everybody else say?
5.
5 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, well, good. Well, we appreciate the accommodation, thank you.
And just flip the two? All right.
So believe me, that's an accommodation to me too.
Oh,
So
good, I'm glad to hear it.
Great.
All right. Sounds good. So we will do that, Ryan. We'll just flip them? Okay.
We will start that in August.
All right. Sounds good. Move on to the consent agenda. You're up.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. For the consent agenda, we have the approve the minutes from May 4th and to receive our file and receive and file our list of bills.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham,
Aye.
Hamrick,
Aye.
Reeser,
Aye.
Schmisher,
Aye.
A. Smith, B. Smith,
Aye.
Stein,
Aye.
Tracy,
Aye.
Worthington,
Aye.
Chairman Payne.
Aye. Next, we moved on to the financial report.
So at the end of April and the end of May, the balance was $546,428.88. In June, we had $200 for legal expenses, services, and also $160.51. So at the end of June, we are currently at $546,068.37.
Okay. Do we need to, this was on a consent agenda, did we need to do this separately, or it just all goes consent agenda? Consent, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little rusty.
That's
It's
all
been a
right.
while.
That's why we thought it might be important to have a meeting tonight.
Thank you for the treasurer for that report. And then now we go to executive director report.
Thank you. So from a urban renewal standpoint, a couple things that we're working on that is actually an agreement to amend the boundary of the Urban Renewal Authority. So the fire district annexed their new fire station property into the city after the Urban Renewal Authority was formed. So we are working on getting agreements out to the other taxing entities to allow a minor amendment to bring the new fire district property into the urban renewal area. Of course, the fire district is working on building their new fire station, but they have 2 outlots that they would like to develop, and as they gather new interest in those lots, being part of the Urban Renewal Authority helps from the marketing and potential development of those sites. We're also working and hearing from the developer of the Love site. They are working on their project as well. We are expecting a potential application from them for the public improvements that they'll be bringing to that site, so water line and those types of things to the site. Of course, Love's is looking at occupying 2 of those sites, but there are 3 other sites out there that that public infrastructure will benefit. So when we get to that point, we'll be bringing those opportunities to the Urban Renewal Authority for their consideration. And Rick, do you have any other projects in the pipeline? You do.
We have, I'm working, let me back up a little bit. We were talking a couple of months ago with the the St. Scholastica Properties with Unbridled about possibly using urban renewal TIF funding for developments at the St. Scholastica property. They've since changed the scope a little bit, so we were hoping to have some discussion, more private discussion, executive session discussion by now to determine TIF funding for that property. The change of scope caused some concerns that maybe we need to relook at it again, so we are back to that process of the consultants communicating with Unbridled about Scholastica. The other thing, not an urban renewal project necessarily, but the city is contracting with a company called the Retail Coach that provides recruitment services for retail and commercial businesses, and that could include redevelopment projects, not just bringing in businesses for existing buildings, but it could be promotion of vacant properties, trying to find the best use for underutilized spaces, and any property that's in need of redevelopment, they could go out and find developers to do that. So that could open up more opportunities for urban renewal in the year or so ahead, depending how quickly they can make progress on this. But they have good relationships with developers and retailers, so pretty promising outlook right now.
Okay, any questions, comments?
Sure.
Okay.
And I see that Amy raised her hand too also, but Mr. Executive Director, for those not on City Council, maybe you could tell a little bit, our other commissioners, a little bit more about Love's and what's going on out there. They may not be as familiar as council is with that.
Sure. We've got a developer that purchased the land out at 4 Mile Parkway and Highway 50, and that developer is, their name is Sonnenschein Real Estate out of Chicago. They're working on developing that property, and one of the retailers that they're working with is Love's Travel Stops. So they are developing 2 separate sites at that intersection. One is a Love's Travel Plaza, which is a gas station and convenience store. The other one that they're developing is a pilot program for a Love's RV stop. So this is kind of their first foray into this. I think they've done it informally at a couple other sites, but this is their first formal Love's RV stop. They're putting it here in Canyon City. So a very nice RV stop there at the corner of Highway 50 and 4 Mile Parkway. There are 3 other, as I mentioned earlier, 3 other pad sites that will be developed out there. We've got a meeting later this week with another developer that's looking at one of those pad sites, and the other 2 the developers we're currently working on trying to get occupants for those 2 sites.
And there's enough water taps to you have enough water taps to deal with that?
Water taps, absolutely. From a water rights standpoint, we do.
Okay.
That water infrastructure will be coming off of County Road 123.
Okay. Amy, did you have something?
Thanks so much, Chairman Payne. I just wanted to flag that we also have the opportunity to provide some direction and guidance. Certainly, if we understand that Loves is coming to us for Urban Renewal Authority funds, to guide and direct the project a bit in terms of what this board would like to see in that development. And how it would be structured and how we would ensure that they ensure that it is a luxury RV spot. And I guess I'm wondering, Ryan, Executive Director Stevens, at what point in the process would it be helpful to have that kind of direction and input from the Urban Renewal Authority Board?
I think, when we bring that project forward for the executive session, we can certainly have some of those discussions. They have not formally approached us yet, so we're hearing that this may be coming from the Executive Director of Fremont Economic Development Corporation, so we're still waiting to have that initial conversation with them at this point.
Okay, wonderful. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss the window to provide yourself and Director Harmon any direction that the board may choose to do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Amy. John, do you have anything else?
Sure. So thank you very much for that financial report, Commissioner Reesder. My question is, do we have any expenditures looming on the horizon for the authority?
You're going to have your normal, legal expenditures when they come up. We've got, some small stuff. The banners, I think we may have been in there, but I'm not aware of anything big coming up.
Other than any analysis.
We've got the reimbursement agreement. Did that go through last time? The reimbursement agreement for World's End Brewing?
Yeah, that went through.
Yep.
That went through. Really, we just purchased 3 banners for, I think, $180.
Yep. So those are going on the outside of our urban renewal projects, so people know that part of that funding came from the Urban Renewal Board.
Yeah, the St. Cloud has the big Sea Care. I just saw it today. Looks good.
And the other side of that coin is, do we have any estimates of when we might start seeing dollars flowing into the authority?
So we'll be looking at sales tax revenue again. So the end of this month is the end of the annual period for calculating sales tax increments. So that will be coming in here in the, probably not until September was when we'll get the numbers from the state. So we'll have to do that calculation towards the end of third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter. So you'll start seeing that revenue coming in there. From a property tax standpoint, you're not going to see anything come in until next year when property tax collections start, assuming there's increment there. From an expense standpoint, we are expecting to receive a reimbursement certificate coming from Holiday Inn Express. So we will see some of that, those monies go out from that urban renewal agreement.
Okay, anybody have anything else?
One more thing to add for me. The 500 block of Main Street is planning a welcome to the neighborhood block party, I guess you could say. They're going to they want to close off the street to welcome TZAC to the neighborhood, so the Fremont National Bank building. They received and will be receiving, and I don't recall if we talked about it in this group or not, but they will be receiving the Governor's Award for Downtown Excellence for placemaking, I believe it was. I have not received the award yet. We're supposed to get it any day. We will include that as much as we can in any kind of an open house or grand opening or anything they do. But I don't have the dates for that block party, but I'll let you know when it comes up. 'Cause
I might have them.
You might have them? But yeah, that's just recently been discussed, and there'll be a permit put in with the city pretty soon to block off the street.
Okay, a couple things. Those 2 lots for the fire district, those should be on the fire district agenda, and I would hope the county agenda next week. Did you get my email on the titles for the water districts? That just needs to be
Yep,
changed.
we'll get those updated for you.
Okay, and then I'll get those out to the water district when you get that to me.
Yep.
Okay,
You'll have those in the morning.
all right.
So I'm wrong. All I have is the date for the planning of it, which is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. After that, I'll have more details.
Okay.
And I just want to make an observation. I read where the Constantino property was going to be a parking lot for the Newmont mine. And I just want to make a comment. I think that's a win-win, not only for the city, but for those miners. From the last I heard, we had somewhere between 30 to 35% workforce came from Fremont County for that Newmont mine. So I think that's a huge thing. Anyway, props from one person anyway on that. So.
We appreciate that. That, of course, is a short-term
You're right.
arrangement until the development activity can happen on Constantino's lot.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? Going once? Okay, no further business coming before this board. We're adjourned.